We are told to be kind and prioritize others' needs over our own. However, no one tells us that being overly kind and caring can be dangerous. We live in a world where we don't always receive what we give because it's filled with generous people who witness how their giving depletes them both financially and emotionally. Could being too kind even jeopardize our own lives? Prepare to be surprised by the negative consequences of being too nice. Today, I'll share 8 detrimental outcomes that can occur if you're excessively kind. Additionally, I'll provide 4 resilient strategies to prevent others from exploiting you. Let's proceed to the first point without further delay. Lesson 1. You will have unrealistic expectations of others. The Stoics advocated for accepting things as they are and not relying on others' actions for our happiness. Giving without expecting much in return protects you from disappointment and allows you to practice emotional detachment, leading to a more tranquil mind. Whether we realize it or not, it's challenging for us to be completely selfless when we give. When we give our all, we expect everyone else to reciprocate. However, when we are the ones in need of something crucial, people have grown accustomed to having everything done for them, taking for granted that you can handle everything in their lives and yours. If you don't take care of your own needs, why would you take care of others? In reality, your expectations of reciprocity will not be met, leaving you with a negative mood, fatigue, anger, and sadness. However, if we examine the situation objectively, people are not disappointing you. They are simply doing what you should be doing, taking care of their own responsibilities. Lesson 2. People will only expect you to provide for them. The Stoics emphasize the importance of remembering that true value lies in acting in a virtuous and rational manner, not merely in pleasing others. Moderation and balanced giving allow you to maintain control over your actions and prevent you from developing habits that harm your mental well-being. You've heard throughout your life that humans are creatures of habit, and this couldn't be more accurate. People are designed to adapt to patterns, lifestyles, and the symphony of events surrounding them. The concept of the comfort zone stems from this desire for change. This implies that if you consistently give, the individuals you assist will expect you to provide for them constantly. You'll guide them into their comfort zones, and they won't have to fulfill many of their obligations because you'll be there to do them. If you don't value yourself, no one is likely to look you in the eye and advise you to prioritize yourself more. At the very least, don't expect this kind of empathy from those you help, as they would adhere to their own Robin Hood, which would be costly for them in their lives. Lesson 3. Your goals will be disregarded. The Stoics emphasized the importance of living according to reason and virtue, setting boundaries, and prioritizing our own responsibilities to maintain balance and avoid sacrificing our identity and well-being for others. If you consistently put others' needs before your own, you may be running away from something within yourself that is painful and frightening. How do you feel when you spend the weekend alone or come home every day, knowing no one is there to greet you? If you're engaging in numerous activities to escape from yourself, the impact will be twice as hard because on one hand, you'll eventually have to confront yourself. On the other hand, your negative mood will intensify as you begin to prioritize others' needs over your own. Self-care is one of the most crucial aspects of overall well-being. Before you can help others feel better, you need to ensure that you are happy, pampered, and well cared for. In other words, you should never offer someone a chocolate unless you've first truly savored one yourself. Similarly, you shouldn't volunteer to clean a friend's house until you've cleaned your own and enjoyed a good movie while sipping wine. The rest of the world comes after you. Lesson 4. People will perceive you as weak and treat you accordingly. Stoicism encourages us to focus on developing strength and self-control. By setting boundaries and practicing self-discipline, we can demonstrate to others that we are committed to our own responsibilities and values, earning their respect instead of being viewed as weak. If you consistently help others excessively, you might be perceived as an expert in the area where you collaborate with others. However, you might be conveying the exact opposite impression. When you fail to establish boundaries, people begin to view you as weak, similar to someone who opposes a boss. They will come to you to offload their responsibilities, knowing that you won't refuse. On the contrary, as soon as you employ this magic word, they will start to feel something for you that they never anticipated: respect. Lesson 5. You'll have numerous fair-weather friends who only seek you out when they need something. Stoicism teaches us the importance of being wise and discerning. By choosing whom to help with self-control and perspective, we can distinguish between genuine individuals and those who seek to take advantage, ensuring that we don't waste our time or energy on unproductive endeavors. People who once considered you a close friend suddenly only want to spend time with you when they require something. If you consider it logically, it's not so improbable that this could happen to you, as most people don't invite their employees or colleagues to have coffee with them, let alone a beer. What's happening to you is understandable, but that doesn't make it fair. Therefore, you need to learn how to handle the methods I'll share with you at the end to prevent people from taking advantage of you. Lesson 6. You'll only attract individuals who want something and never those who want to give. With patient discernment, we can cultivate genuine and mutually beneficial relationships. People enter our lives because their energies align with ours. In other words, if we vibrate at a low frequency, we attract negative, depressed, dark-souled individuals who seek to harm us. Conversely, when our vibrations are high, we draw people who are full of positive energy, kindness, enthusiasm, hard work, and joy. As a result, when we give to everyone, we lose so much energy that we begin to vibrate at a low frequency, attracting needy individuals. This also includes opportunists who have no intention of reciprocating and only want to take what they can from us and leave without even expressing gratitude. Lesson 7. You could end up developing an addiction. The Stoics taught individuals to be calm and self-controlled. Self-discipline in giving prevents us from getting stuck in harmful habits and allows us to maintain a healthy relationship with our actions and choices. When scarcity becomes a constant in our lives, the craving for something intensifies, which is the perfect breeding ground for addiction. Consequently, one day, someone close to you might notice that you drink excessively, and not just spring water. They might also observe that you overeat or even gamble excessively. Pay close attention to what someone who cares about you says, because your initial reaction may be to become angry and deny having any problems. However, this is a typical response when individuals are so entangled in their own issues that they fail to recognize they have a problem. Always remember that people who care about you have your best interests at heart. Therefore, listen carefully to what they say because they're trying to help you avoid falling and move forward. Lesson 8. You'll make people suspicious. Stoicism teaches us to do good, regardless of others' opinions of us. By focusing on living in accordance with our beliefs and principles, we build a positive reputation that can withstand false accusations. Despite our desire for things to be different, the reality is that there aren't many kind people in the world. Consequently, if you are one, people will be suspicious of you instead of being impressed and grateful. It won't take long before your kindness leads people to wonder what's going on with you and what hidden agendas you might have. This could indicate that you've encountered a group of suspicious individuals, but it's more likely that they're simply being realistic. Most people who excessively offer help are concealing such malicious intentions that it's best to maintain a safe distance from them and decline their assistance. Now, let's explore what you can do to prevent others from taking advantage of you. Strategy. 1. Pay attention to your emotions, as they are communicating something to you. Based on the Stoic concept of self-awareness, be attentive to your feelings. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection to understand your emotions and desires. By being mindful of your feelings, you can discern if you're overextending yourself and becoming mentally exhausted. This allows you to readjust your focus and find a healthy balance. How does helping others make you feel? Prioritizing yourself and putting yourself first is such an act of kindness that you should feel like you're walking on clouds when you do it. Therefore, if you feel overwhelmed, fatigued, angry, or exploited, it's time to listen to your emotions. If an optional task evokes such negative feelings, don't deceive yourself about it. Instead, assess how the assistance you're providing impacts your well-being. Strategy. 2. Don't be afraid of the word no. Following the teachings of the Stoics, recognize that your time and energy are valuable and need to be allocated in a balanced manner. Self-control can be demonstrated by the ability to say no when you feel overburdened or when the request is unreasonable. Although the word no is often associated with negative connotations and sadness, it's natural for us to struggle with saying it. However, if we don't learn to use this word when someone demands more from us than we can provide, pessimism will consume our lives. Practice in front of the mirror and remind yourself that it's the only way to reclaim your freedom and avoid unnecessary and potential risks. Strategy 3. You have a designated time and space for yourself. Respect them. In line with the Stoic values of self-discipline and self-respect, it's crucial to allocate time and space for self-care. Engage in activities you enjoy, such as exercise, drawing, listening to music while sipping tea, or anything else that energizes you. Complete your responsibilities as promptly as possible to make room for this practice. Take this very seriously. So much so that you should schedule this time daily or weekly. If someone requests your assistance during this designated period, they need to be exceptionally kind and helpful to you, not to the individual. Without remorse, politely decline and savor that time and space exclusively for yourself. If you prefer not to be so direct, you can offer to help at an alternative time, but make it clear that you will only be available for a limited duration due to other commitments. Strategy. 4. Identify energy vampires and distance yourself from them. Following the Stoic principles of self-discipline and wisdom, it's essential to recognize which relationships are beneficial to you and which can drain you emotionally. By distancing yourself from individuals who consistently deplete your energy and fail to contribute anything positive, you're prioritizing your own well-being and demonstrating Stoic self-control in your relationships. Understand that attempting to help an energy vampire is futile. These individuals overwhelm you with their complaints, pain, and catastrophic outlook on life. Don't bother trying to assist them because if their problems were resolved, they would have to stop complaining, which they wouldn't tolerate. In conclusion, according to Stoic wisdom, the best approach in life is always to find a middle ground, and generosity is no exception. If we give too little, we appear selfish and greedy. On the other hand, if we give excessively, we end up completely drained of energy, time, and likely money as well. Therefore, gravitate towards the shades of gray, which remain the optimal choices for striking a balance between prioritizing others' needs and your own. And if you're ever uncertain, simply remember the magic word: no. Especially if they offer to drive you home from their car window. We've reached the end of this journey, and I genuinely hope these tips will be of great value to you. Remember that you are an integral part of this channel. So if this video has helped you, made you think, or taught you something, give it a thumbs up so that more people can discover the powers of Stoic wisdom. And if you haven't already, don't forget to check out our ebook about Stoicism and how to apply it in your own life. Subscribe for a daily dose of Stoic wisdom and growth.